okay, which is just sum of terms. For example, now you can have x squared plus 5x plus 3. What do we call this kind of expression?
Algebraic expression.
I know it's algebraic. What type of algebraic expression specifically?
Quadratic.
What makes it quadratic?
Because the highest power is 2.
Wonderful. Do you know that this is a polynomial? Do you know that if you have x plus 5, that this is still a polynomial? What kind of algebraic expression is this?
Linear.
What makes it linear?
Because the highest power is 1.
Good. If you have something like x cubed plus 6x minus 3, what do we call this one? What kind of algebraic expression? You told me that it's quadratic. How can it be quadratic again?
I think it's cube quadratic.
Right? This is a cubic
Woo!
expression.
Come on, clap for me.
It's a cubic expression. All these things put together are what? Polynomials. Anything that entails sum of terms. You know, in mathematics, we can use sum to cover the difference or subtraction. Do you know that?
Yes.
Just like man is used to cover woman in social studies. When you say man, you mean all human beings, right?
Yes, sir.
And the reason why we use addition to cover subtraction is that I can be adding something to you, but in the right sense, I'm taking something away. As a worker, somebody can tell you that because of your act, from next month you shall receive an additional minus 5,000 naira. What is the person trying to say?
Minus 5,000.
But I've added something, right? I've added a subtraction to you. That is why you will see 3 plus negative 2. What are you going to do here?
3 minus 2.
I'm adding, but I'm doing what? Subtracting. So we use plus to talk about both addition and what? Subtraction. Because some persons might tell me, I say that expression is just an algebraic expression that entails sum of terms. Why come subtraction is here? The subtraction here is still, I can call it plus negative what? Let's say 6x plus negative 3. It's still the same thing. Just like, you know that a square is a rectangle? A square is a special type of rectangle in which all the 4 sides are what? Equal. A square is a rectangle. You can research, you can calculate it. A square is, if you want to define a square, you can simply tell me that a square is a rectangle in which all the 4 sides are what? Equal. Because a square has almost all the properties of a rectangle, apart from two properties are different. All the sides are not equal, right? Yes. Then the number of lines of what? Symmetry, that's just the difference between them. But each of their angles are 90 what? Degrees. They are surrounded by how many lines? 4 lines. A square is a rectangle. Research on it. Okay, now, so this is just the meaning of a polynomial. But under polynomials, you can have so many categories. Do you know that x plus 5 and x plus, let's say x squared plus 6x. This is a quadratic expression. This is a quadratic expression. I hope you know. But are they of the same type? This one is what? Quadratic trinomial, right? Yes. You know why it's called a trinomial? Three terms. Good. 1, 2, and what? 3. Well, this one is quadratic binomial. This is still quadratic monomial. It's just one, right? Now, what makes it quadratic?
Because the highest power is 2.
So all these things are polynomials. Okay? But all of them, this is a polynomial. But what type of polynomial? Monomial. So for the fact that it is just one doesn't make it not to be a polynomial. But it's a monomial under what? Polynomial is just their general name, but under them we have so many what? Categories. Do you understand now? Yes, sir. Then just like you add, multiply, divide, subtract numbers, you can still perform the same operations in what? Polynomials. You can add polynomials together, you can subtract, you can multiply, and you can still do what? Divide. The area that gives students a lot of trouble is the division. But for benefit of that, I think I will take one example on addition, subtraction, and multiplication for benefit of that. Then we'll focus mostly on the division of what? Polynomial. If time permits us, because I'm going to Anambra State today, if time permits us, we can go into the remainder and factor theorem, which is under what? Polynomial. Those theorems are very, very important in tackling JAMB problems. The theorems are very, very important. Because in JAMB, we don't have time to be taking the normal long division. You can just apply factor or remainder theorem and your answer comes out immediately without wasting time. But you need the fundamental knowledge because somehow they are using style to bring in those further mathematics topics, which is for JAMB, into NECO and YX syllabus. I think you've noticed that.
Yes.
Even the dy, dx, or calculus is now coming out in NECO, somehow in YX too. Even the matrix is now in the scheme now, right?
Yes.
All these things before, when I was in secondary school, are not in maths. If you don't do further maths, you can't meet them. So it's good you know all these things, whether you are taking JAMB or not. Okay. So now, let us go to the addition. Like I said, I will take one problem in addition and one. So now, let's say P represents a polynomial, x cubed plus 2x squared minus 7x plus 5. And Q represents another polynomial. Let's say x to the power of 4 minus 2x cubed minus 7x only. These are two different polynomials. And the examiner says, find, you know the line comes so well.
Yes.
One question comes to this column. There is trouble. Find P plus what? Q. Another one, we can have P minus Q. Another one, you can have Q minus P. If it is YX, they might ask you to verify if P minus Q and Q minus P are commutative. You know what I mean by commutativity? Huh? Okay. An operation. When I say operation, it can be addition, subtraction, division. All these things you perform in maths are mathematical operations. Okay. An operation is said to be commutative if I swap, if I make the first to be the second, it won't affect the value. For example, 2 plus 5. 5 plus 2. The interchangement I made, did it change the value of our answer? No. Okay, now 5 minus 2. 3. 2 minus 5. Did it change our answer?
Yes.
So is subtraction commutative? So today you've known that subtraction is not a commutative operation. Is division commutative? Division? Is it?
No.
Why is it not commutative? Very good. 4 over 2 and 2 over 4, are they the same thing? 4 over 2 will give us what? 2. Then 2 over 4 will give us what? 1 over 2 or 0.5. Good. So division is not commutative. Subtraction is not commutative. So what and what are then commutative in math? Good. Okay, so then they will ask you to show that P minus Q and Q minus P are not what? Commutative. For them not to be commutative, after solving this and solving this, if the answers are not the same thing, it means that they are not what? Commutative. But if they are the same thing, it means that they are what? Commutative. But if you know much about subtraction, without solving it, you have already known the what? Answer. Because there is never a way this and this can give us the same what? Answer. Result. They might be the same number, but their signs will do what? Change. Because most persons will say, the answer is 3 and I got minus 3 and you failed me. But you mark somebody that got 2. Is minus 3 not better than 2? You know that this is the worst. Yes. The gap between minus 3 and 3 is what? 6. Very far. But the gap between 3 and 2 is what? 1. So even if I must have mercy, I will mark this 2 and fail you. Yes, because of ordinary minus sign you are failing me. But you have not known that you have committed a very big gap. What if the answer is 100 and you wrote minus 100? What is the gap? 200. 200 gaps. And they say somebody wrote 90 and you marked it. That knowing that 90 is very what? Close. So let's be mindful of our science. And jump is very, let me use the word wicked. Anything you are thinking is in the option. Anything you are thinking is in the option. Go and try it. If you are like the question that involves minus plus, they will put a lot of 3, minus 3, they can say minus 1 over 3 and the plus 1 over what? 3. You put all these similar things that you might be thinking. And you just take this exam is sweet, yeah? As you are going to make 400 at the end of the day, you will get 0 saying that they sold your result. And nobody can buy 0 now. Okay, so the essence of saying this is for us to be very careful with our science. Okay, this is Q minus P. So P plus Q, let's begin with the first one. P plus Q implies adding this and this. Now there is what we call degree and order. Degree and order. Two terms are not like. You know what I mean by like terms? Two terms are not like if their degrees are what? Different. For example, somebody can say, look at x power of x power of 3 plus x power of 4. Now this is x, this is x. So the answer will be x power of 7. Now we write x power of 12. So we multiply the power. So we divide it. So we do various things. This and this cannot be added what? Together. Why? Their powers are not what? The same. The power is their degree or their order. Again, two terms are not like if their letters are different, right? Yes. You cannot be adding y and what? Anytime you add, some persons will see 2y plus 3x, the person will go and write 5. The person can say 5xy, or the person will choose any letter he or she likes. If you do this, it means that in your house, if you have 5 goats and 3 cows, that you are adding them together to say that you have 5 cows. That is the meaning here. This is like a goat and this is like what? A cow. Adding them together means grouping the same animals together as what? One. So it's a very big taboo in mathematics. So let's be mindful of that when it comes to this addition. Then, to solve P plus Q, this is P, right?
Yes.
Good morning. So you have x cubed plus 2x squared minus 7x plus what?
5.
Then we are asked to do what? Isn't it?
Yes.
So you put your addition sign. The next q is what?
X.
X to the power of 4 minus 2x cubed
Minus 7.
minus what? 7x. So you now pair according to like terms. The highest degree here is what? 4. So write it first. And it has no neighbor, right?
Yes.
It has no common term with it. So you write it, single it out. You have x to the power of what? 4. The next higher degree is what? 3. There are 2, right?
Yes.
One is negative, one is what? So x cubed minus 2x cubed, what should it be?
Minus 3x.
Minus
Minus s cubed. X cubed minus 2x cubed is minus s cubed. I always tell students to know that there is a hidden coefficient, what? 1. But you don't say 1x in maths or 1y, it's wrong. What's your name? Huh? Toibat. If I say 1 Toibat, come here, we'll be happy. Is that answer, right? That is why we don't say 1x, 1y somehow. But we know that it is 1. If I see one person, I know that that person is 1, but I can't call him one person. There is one person, come here. It sounds funny. So just know that this is 1. Then 1 minus 2 is what? Minus 1. And you know you don't write minus 1x cubed again, right?
Yes.
The 1 you need to do what? Wipe it, isn't it?
Yes.
That's why we call it minus x cubed. That's the reason. Then the next power is what?
2.
It has no pair, right?
Yes.
You just write it there. Plus 2x squared The next one there is what?
Minus 7.
Minus 7x. And it's double, right?
Yes.
So minus 7x is what?
Minus 14.
Minus 14x. Some say 0, some say minus 14. Which one will I take?
Minus 7x minus 7x. Minus 14.
Now watch. Most students are confused when it comes to negative, positive signs. We call it directed what? Numbers. Numbers that have direction either to the negative or to the what? Positive. They are called directed numbers. So please, to understand this appropriately, see negative numbers as what you owe. And see positive numbers as what you do what? Own. So when you have minus 7, are you owning anything here?
No.
Negative. You are owing, right?
Yes.
I borrowed 15 naira from you today, and tomorrow I need money. I have not paid you back. Will I come to borrow from you? I will leave you and go to what? And borrow 15 naira. Altogether, how much am I owing? 100, right?
Yes.
50. Because I'm still owing, it's gonna be what? Negative, isn't it? Therefore, I'm owing 7 and still owing another person what?
7.
Altogether, how many am I owing?
14.
I'm owing 14x. So you've now seen that minus 7x will give us what? Minus 14x. But if here is plus, what should be the answer? 0. I'm owing you 7. I have 7. Do I have anything?
No.
If I give you that 7, do I have anything left?
No.
So it becomes what? 0.
0.
What if it is minus 17 plus 10 plus 7?
That's
Minus 7x. Minus 7x.
Minus 10. I'm owing you 17, but I just have what?
7.
From 7, if you come knock at my door, I'll give you what? 7. Have I completed the payment? How many are left? 10. Because it is, I'm still owing, it's going to be negative 10. But when it is minus 7 plus 17, what should be the answer?
Plus 10.
Plus 10. If you knock at my door when I have 17, I'm paying you 7. I will delay before opening the door. And show you, is it because of 7 naira that you are disturbing me this early morning? Because I have it. But if I don't have it, I will be hiding, right?
Yes.
Under the bed and tell my kids not to.
Minus
So I believe we've understood this thing now. Okay. So let's continue. Where are we? Minus 7x. This is plus 5, right?
Yes.
So minus 7x is minus 14x. Then what next?
Plus 5.
Plus 5 left. No pair, isn't it?
Yes.
So this is the answer to it. Okay, so in number 2 and 3 we shall be very fast. Let's go to the main thing. Okay? We shall be very fast. So I believe you've copied this.
Yes.
Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute we are still copying. Copy fast, please. Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, number 2. I'll be very fast this time around, and we can do it without writing it out. I hope you know.
Yes, sir.
Oh, but this is sensitive. When it comes to subtraction, we can do it the way we solved the first one, or which letter comes first? P. So write P first. Let's write x cubed plus 2x squared minus 7x plus 5. Take away, the next letter is what? Q. Which is starting from here, right?
Yes.
But this one here doesn't have a power of 4, isn't it? We can dash it a power of 4. Do you know it's possible?
Sir?
We can dash this a power of 4. Do you know? When I say 0x power of 4, have I added anything to it?
No.
0 times x power of 4 is still what?
0.
Have I added anything?
No.
Yes, you have added you.
I've added nothing, right?
Yes.
It does not change the value of the original question, isn't it?
Yes.
The reason I'm doing this is because subtraction confuses somehow a lot.
Yes.
It confuses. So make sure that there are common pairs. For example, here I have x power of 4 here, but the first one doesn't have it, isn't it? I can dash it x power of what? 4. So that if I want to write the second one, under x power of 4, I'll still bring it down, right? To pair together. Followed by q, right?
Yes.
And it's negative 2x cubed. Followed by, I don't have square down here, isn't it? I can dash it. I can say 0x squared, isn't it? Is anybody confused?
No.
Okay. The next one is minus 7x. Does it have any constant?
No. Plus
You
0.
can say plus what?
0.
Have you seen what I did here?
Yes.
So you can now do what? Subtract. What should I write here if I subtract?
Minus
Good, because 0 minus 1 is still minus 1, right? So 0 take away this is still negative x to the power of what? 4. Is anybody confused? Please do you ask questions if you are. 0 minus 1 is minus 1, right?
Yes.
So 0 minus x power of 4 should be minus what? X power of 4, because 0 is nothing.
Yes.
Then, have you seen why I did it this way for subtraction? Because somebody can just say this minus this without knowing that we are subtracting, right? So this will now be s cubed minus. How many minus now?
2.
S cubed minus. And minus turns to what?
Plus.
So we are just saying s cubed plus 2s cubed. What will it give us?
Plus 3x.
Plus 3s cubed. Any problem?
No.
Don't be shy, you ask question. Okay? Then 2 minus 0 is still 2, right?
Yes.
Plus 2x squared. This is minus 7x minus 7x. That minus at the center turns to what?
Plus.
So we have minus 7x plus 7x. 0, right?
Yes.
Do I need to write 0?
No.
Then 5 minus 0 is still what?
5.
So this is the answer of the subtraction. If there are problems or questions, please do ask me before we go to the third one. Are there? No question? Okay, so let us continue. Like all of you are very sound marks. Okay, now the next one says Q minus P, isn't it? So okay, first let me clean it up.
Which target? Because how did you get 3x cubed?
Good, I like questions so much. How did I? This one here. S cubed minus, can you see it? 2s cubed becomes s cubed plus what? 2s cubed. You know that this is just like 1, but we don't normally write it, isn't it? And 1 plus 2 is what? 3. Have you seen it now?
Sir,
Okay?
when you get your final answer like this, can you rearrange it so that you have probably the negative in the middle?
Discretion, but it is best to write it according to the highest degree down, okay? But you know, theory you can put things the way you want, but it will be decided this is the best way to live it. Or some people will start from, if this is positive, they will start from the smallest degree to the what? To the highest. Some normally write it 5 plus what? 2s squared plus 3s cubed. Then minus s to the power of what? 4. I think it's better this way. But don't just come and mix it up anyhow. You can follow a pattern. But mixing it up doesn't change the what? The value. You understand now? But you know that some teachers can be annoyed. Teachers, we are all human beings. I can be in a bad mood and you are my student. You come and write, let's say, 3s cubed. The next thing I will see plus 5, I will come and see this, especially when you are in a senior class. If I'm very sad, I will say, what is this young man doing? Yes, but every teacher will be happy seeing your work arranged in an orderly manner. But what I'm saying is that writing any one before the other will not change the value. You understand now? Because 2 plus 7 plus 10, I can write 7 plus 2 plus 10 and still get the same what? Thing. But we are all senior students, and the way we present our work is very, very important. Okay, please take note of this answer so that we can clean it and solve for the last one to check if they will give us the same word value. Okay, so should I wipe this up?
Yes.
Okay, this time around, Q is coming first before what? P. So my Q says x to the power of 4 minus 2x to the power of what? 3. Remember, let's write Q minus P so that we know what we are doing. Followed by, do we have x squared here?
No.
We don't have the power of 2, so we can dash it, right? Plus 0x to the power of 2, then minus 7 what? X. No number, isn't it? We can add what? 0. Then, after that, the next one is, we can dash it power of 4, isn't it? So we have 0x to the power of 4 plus x cubed, right? Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Followed by 2x squared, followed by minus 7x, then plus what? 5. Remember, we are subtracting. Let us put the operation we are using. Anything minus 0 is empty, right?
Yes.
So when I take away 0 from this, I'm still having x to the power of what? 4. Then this is, remember, this is 1. We don't write this, you don't write that one in your book, but I'm using it for illustration. It looks like h. 2 minus 2 minus 1 should give us what?
Minus 2.
Minus 1.
This is minus 2, right? Minus 1. What will it give us?
Minus 3.
Minus 3. So you have minus 3x cubed. 0 minus 2 is what? Minus 2. Good. Minus 2x squared. Minus 7 minus 7 turns to minus 7 plus 7, which is what? 0. No need to write it, right?
Yes.
Then 0 minus 5.
Minus 5.
Minus 5. If you check your former answer, they look alike, but their signs are alternating, right?
Yes.
This is minus in the former one, it is plus. Here is plus, it is what?
Minus.
Here is plus, it is what?
Minus.
And here is plus, it is what?
Minus.
That is what it is. Are they the same value?
Yes.
Are they the same value?
No.
Their signs have made them not to the what? The same. Therefore, you can conclude that B minus Q and Q minus P are not commutative. Okay. So I'll solve one problem in multiplication, then I'll take maybe 2 in division so that I can do. Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are heading to multiplication of polynomials. Multiplication of polynomial. If you have, let's say, 2x squared plus 1 multiplied by x cubed plus 5. You know, this is a polynomial, this is a polynomial, right?
Yes.
They can even give you that type we added and subtracted to multiply. It's still possible to multiply them. But I like starting from the simple problems to the what? Complex. I believe everybody can do this.
Yes, sir.
You can, right?
Yes, sir.
When I do mine, the first time here is 2x squared, right? So you write it out 2x squared. It will go into everything in the second word bracket. And the second bracket is what? X cubed plus what? 5. Are you seeing what I'm doing?
Yes, sir.
Pick the first term you are having there, no matter what you're having there, pick it. Use it to open the second word bracket. After that, pick the next term, which is what? Plus 1. It will still go into the second bracket, which is what? S cubed plus what? 5. That's the idea. Any confusion at this stage? Huh? So I should continue?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now 2x squared times s cubed.
It's that.
2x is now 5.
It's going to be 2x raised to power 5 here.
2x raised to power 5, correct?
Let's say do you and yes now.
You know, when you are, if you know indices, you should know that the power is 5, isn't it?
Yes.
Because you are adding the what?
5.
When their bases are what? The same. So we come and times and still say 2 times 3, they write 6, which is wrong. No. So this is just like 1, right? 2 times 1 is just what?
2.
Then write your x from the plot of indices 2 plus 3 is what? 5. Plus 2x squared times 5.
10x squared.
10x squared. 1 is called the identity of multiplication. I hope you know. You know why 1 is called the identity of multiplication? Because anything times 1 gives you the same thing. An identity element is that element that has no effect on other words, on other numbers or elements. So the identity of multiplication is 1 because anything times 1 will give us what? The same thing. What is the identity of addition? 0. Because if I add 0 to anything, I'll keep on getting the same value, isn't it? 8 plus 0 is 8, 9 plus 0 is 9, 10 plus 0 is 10. So 0 is considered as the identity of addition, while 1 is considered as the identity of what? Multiplication. That is why when I say 1 times s cubed, I will still get what? S cubed. And 1 times 5 will still give me what? 5, right? Fortunately or unfortunately, none of the powers are what? The same, right? You can just arrange properly. Let this one come first before the what? You know why this is coming first? It is older than this one. But some persons will say, this is 10, bigger than this. They are considering their what? Their power. Even if you leave it like this, it is correct. But to put your answer in the most correct form, the highest powers come first. Either in ascending or what? Descending. So we have 2x to the power of 5 plus x cubed, then plus 10x squared plus 5. Sometimes, if you meet similar powers, you simply do what? Add up, right?
Yes.
Or let me use the word subtract, as the case may be, depending on the sign of the number. Do you need more problems on this?